So I'll bet. But at the end of the day, I realize because I'm being reading all the here. As long as I'm back. That's I don't know what I'm doing. How do you do that? So long. Don't say it's his favorite content, right?
horrible, but horrible. Still nice, baby. Still. The tractor beat. Oh. God damn it. Oh. Whew. Just had to get that high score real quick right there. Had to get that high score real quick right there. Look, I'm gonna let it go because y'all know I'll be on there all night. I'll be on there all night. You know, but that's how we do. We got Arabi in the house. Kasim. Hey, listen, that's the game is here now. So anytime you want to come, look, we got Pac-Man, we got Pac-Man, we got this is Gallagher right here I was playing. We got Galaxian is on here. I think Dig Dug. And then over there we got Tempest is over there. Is Asteroids over there? It might be. It got the wheel. It's got the joystick that got the wheel. But yeah, you know, I got it set up now. So, you know, just in case if y'all ain't got too much to say today, then I'll just run a couple rounds and call it a day. That's how we do. Divine understanding. Sharon Love, Supreme God Born. See, I came in late. Y'all missed it. I was just showing little techniques. to the young cats. You know, when they got the knowledge, just playing Xbox. Y'all know about this kind of real shit right here. Let's put some real money on the line. But yeah, we got today. You know, today I listen. I think it's the I like today's degree because it's like the master answer. You know, you get a lot of degrees where really you didn't really answer that question.
All right, they said that can of this, like.
Okay. You know.
So yeah, but you know, while we waiting for the people, I actually got a question about something that I saw on the news, and I wanted to see how everybody felt about it. You know, me personally, I don't know if you know, maybe I'm overreacting. You know what I'm saying? So let me ask y'all, right? I've seen this new thing. I don't know, you know, it's I guess different, it's going state by state, right? But it's about mandatory DNA tests. 161st Street Bowling Alley did have a Superior arcade over there. That was one of the better arcades. You know, all the bowling alleys was always good. You know, even in the days of pinball. You know, because I go back to pinball. You know, you could always find that in the bowling alleys. You know, but when the video games came out, the corner stores really took over in a way that you know, the arcade always had more games, you know, but as long as they had certain specific games, you know, the corner stores was good. Supreme God said every game created from Monopoly to basketball, Wall Street, Pac-Man is based off civilization and is a lesson within a lesson. I teach my fruit to extract the knowledge from all matrix. So are you saying that it's like chess, or with, like, how do you show them the different lessons that's in each game? Freedom in the house. But yeah, though, with the mandatory DNA testing, right? Are we with that? Like, let me tell you where I'm at already. No, I don't want to be giving up my DNA. I don't, ultimately, you're volunteering, where's that going? Like, who ultimately keeps that? And then it's like, can it backfire on you? Where, the woman is accusing this other man, right? The woman is accusing this other man of being her child's father, right? So then they got to this, let's say it's a state where it's mandatory DNA. So he takes the test, but now let's say he's not the father, right? But let's say they just run it through the database and it finds out that, okay, this other guy over there is the father. They like, can that happen? What is the, so far, everybody's just, these women is for the streets. So everybody is kind of, yeah, I'm, yeah, let's do this mandatory testing and everybody's all gung ho, but nah. See, these ways, in the Constitution, it says you're supposed to be private in your papers and your personal effects and shit like that. You see, if you volunteer this stuff, then you volunteered it. And mind you, once you get tested, everybody in your family has been tested. Like, they can tell that I'm your first cousin, or your second cousin, or your father, or your nephew. He said, I know if you catch a certain case, they take DNA. If you, any felony charge in New York State, you take DNA. They take DNA. And I think they expanded that. At one time it was only certain things, but nah. And that's what I'm saying. This is something that, we already know how many rights get taken away from you, right? When you go into the penal system, right? So, this is something that they're able to do because they're taking all of your rights. I said that they have enough of my blood. Yeah. Throw all of them out. Throw all of them out. Yeah, Costume said they had, look, that's what I'm saying. They got enough of mine too. But I'm just saying that, because see, this is something that I thought happened. This is where, and y'all tell me if I'm being too conspiratorial with it. But I thought that was one of the things that Giuliani was doing. When they was doing the stop and frisk, right? And they was taking everybody's ID and writing their name down. They was taking people into the precinct for the smallest little thing. It's like, bro, you documenting everybody that's out. Like, all of a sudden, you just want to know who everybody is because this stuff is nothing. But now you're building a little dossier on everybody in the neighborhood. There was even a point in time where they was riding by with a camera. Like, they would ride just down whatever avenue, and they had the camcorder just filming everybody that was out there. And at the time, I'm noticing, like, okay, I don't like that. This is way before facial recognition and AI and all of this stuff. Sir Love said the census, yeah, but this is a different kind of census the way they're doing it. You see what I'm saying? Where now you don't violate. See, they come for the census, you can shut the door on them. You cannot answer the door. But now if you're gonna be arresting people and doing it, then now they've lost that right. But once you get people into the mentality that I'm noticing that you go to get your license and they ask you for your telephone number. What the fuck you need my telephone number for? Like I'm not supposed to be talking and driving. So what do you need to be calling me about? And see, make no mistake, I don't know if you know that or not. But there's two companies. One I think is Experian. There's another company that any form that you fill out, they got that form. They got the information that you put on that form. Like if you've ever talked to customer service, right? And they ask you some shit that you never told them. If you call them, they ask you some shit like, what's your grandmother's maiden name? Wait, whoa. I never told you that how you know? Maybe I'm like fucking Hercules and I don't have a grandmother. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, see, I saw this is Encyclopedia Brown right here. There was one thing Encyclopedia Brown would tell that I disagree. I disagree with your kind of summary there of where hip hop came from. This is, this is reaching to the point where if you're going to say that, then you might as well say that hip hop came from Europe. I can if we're going to just play word association, then I could make a case that hip hop comes from Europeans. Rob one, I need the primaries. Where's the rhymes that they used to kick? Like, can one of them kick a rhyme that they kicked in 1968 or something? Where's the flyers? Where's the flyers for their party? Why? Why do none of the people who speak for themselves? Why don't they say that? And like I said, some of this stuff is ridiculous. Like if hip hop came from Brooklyn, the very first song, the very first line, and the very first rhyme would have rhymed with Brooklyn. It would have been, Listen, that's like if hip hop came from Compton. That's like if hip hop came from Compton, and we didn't know. Like that would be impossible, G. The first record would have Compton in it. How the Africanisms are there, the drums, the griot storytelling. Europeans don't do that. The foundation of hip hop is that drum. But listen, the foundation of hip hop, right, is funk and soul music, right? I'm making my case here. Right? The foundation of hip hop is funk and soul music, right? Very few people would say that hip hop would be hip hop without James Brown. Pull what song up? There's James Brown from the very beginning. When they're doing the break beats, there's already James Brown there. You know, when you see the steps that they're doing, when they're saying ruh, all of that shit is mimicking James Brown. Everybody, if you started doing music in the early and mid 70s, then you was mimicking James Brown. So you saying that when dudes was wearing suits and doing steps and all of that, they wasn't mimicking James Brown and the Temptations and all of that. That's not what they was doing. Like when dudes are saying rah, when they're harmonizing and all of these things, you're saying that is not funk and soul music. Peace. Before you get to that, you got to go to Congo Square in New Orleans. The origin of blues and jazz is from there. Okay, let's go to jazz and blues, right? You know, jazz and blues is also from the gospel tradition, correct? So I disagree. Hip hop is much more than sound and dance. Well, I don't think we, you know, what elements of other cultures became hip hop? Okay, so you're saying that it was related, but we're talking about musical traditions here, right? So you're saying the storytelling, right, is okay, right? In our gospels, we did ring shout Africanism. But check this out though. Gospel music, right? Jazz, blues, soul, funk is what happened when African people was introduced to European instruments and European musical concepts. Let's see, look, you got that drum, but you also got that bass. You got, you got that bass. You got that piano. You got those horns. You said in Congo Square, they had the drum. Okay. You know, I still was, how's that? And the African banjo string. Okay.
Can I hold you a speaker?
What little speaker?
A little small one. I'll take care of it. You should.
You said jazz was created in response to the constrictive constraints of slavery and the resulting conditions. You said not just any drum. Where you taking it?
Bring it back tomorrow. I gotta come in and look for some apartments on high.
All right, get the other one that Shaq Quest had.
This one.
He had it in the front, actually.
Oh, the big one?
It's not that, nah. Yeah, actually. You said not just any drum, West African drum, but I'm saying, well, I still don't, you got to make the connection to hip hop. Because hip hop didn't come through Congo Square. So Kasim said attitude, colors, intelligence, awareness. Now look, I understand what you're saying, right? In terms of hip hop being a culture, right? Because Today, that's what I say, that a lot of the music that I hear, right, is not hip hop music. The people still have the hip hop kind of sensibilities. You know, it's still hip hop culture, the way they do certain things. You know what I'm saying? You saying that Congo Square is the foundation? Yeah. How is Congo Square the foundation of hip hop? You know, and then not just that, but I also need you to connect all these other people with Congo Square. And if we're gonna say that now it came from Congo Square, no. How many people is from Louisiana and New York? Louisiana is not New York. New York is South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. Average.
What's up, God? Peace, God.
You
You know it. I know you gonna laugh at that one, bro.
Listen, but I'm saying though, Congo Square, how the Congo Square connect to hip hop?
All right. It's because I really want you to do this though when you get a chance. Go to our channel and pull up. I'm gonna text it to you. The video is called "Give the Drummer Some," and from that point, we're gonna show this talking drum and these specific drums coming from the slave boat here in the Americas. And then you see the actual pictures of what they're actually doing when they playing them drums. So a famous picture you'll see is like in Georgia or in the Carolinas with them in a circle, a cipher, and that drum, and they're doing that. So in New Orleans, that was the only place that they allowed the African drum. So there, when you start reading about what they're doing, they're singing their songs, etc. So when you look at West African culture, when they have their griots, which tells a story, and that story is that story of their environment. Those drums are being played, recounting history and the things that are going on right there, right? That's a part of our culture. So now when you're dealing with the Great Migration, you have all of these multiple people of African descent coming together here to create this new thing, right? Once that Great Migration comes, they begin to move. So now when you start talking about blues and you start listening to dirty blues, let's say I bring up, what's her name? Bogan. What's her name? Not Lucille Bogan. Yeah, Lucille Bogan. Go look her up. So she's around the 1930s, and she has an album called "Bitch from Baltimore." She makes Little Kim, Boxy Brown, and everybody look like little children of the stuff that she's saying. But when you listen to that blues, when you listen to that, they're telling that story. They're rhyming in that story. And then you can see as people begin to migrate into what becomes the cities, but Peyton, who creates Black Harlem and all these things of that nature, you get to see all of these people in the diaspora come together to bring that forth. So when you looking at hip hop,
I gotta stop. First of all, you gotta tell me who's the people who came from Louisiana to New York, because I want to know that. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Here's another thing, guy, is that you can't really connect those other musical traditions to hip hop because those people hated hip hop, G. Like that.
Who hated hip hop?
The black music.
No, you talking about later. You talking about in the 90s, bro.
No, guy. I'm talking about in the very beginning, guy. There was radio stations and clubs that advertised that we don't play that hip hop shit.
Bro, what's the first hip hop song?
King Tim the Third. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, Sugar Hill, right? You go to that group, right? And in the beginning of that song, what are they playing? What do you hear them banging on? You hear that African drum, bro. Bro, there's no way out of this. There's no way around.
Wait,
What's what? What is that? It's the first rap song. You don't know the first. Hear me, God? Yo, mic check.
Yeah, I'm no
Yo.
rap. Cut off.
Oh, Rapper's Delight.
That's not the first rap record.
Pull it up.
Rapper's Delight, Sugar Hill Gang is not the first rap group. The first rap came from a dude named King Tim III.
Pull it up, brother. All you gotta do is put it on the screen, fam.
We put it on the screen.
Put it on the screen. Your King Tom the Third or whatever guy you gonna bring up is in the same year, probably a couple of months off. The issue is the sound. The issue is the sound and how they did it. That's the difference. So we need to play those songs so the people can hear it.
Right. You can play whatever song you sing. I'm saying at the temporary people.
Damn, man, this shit is cutting off, bro. I think this when you can hear me.
Yeah.
Yo, okay, go ahead, God, because you was going. It was like a chop. I'm going in and out still. You can hear me? I'm gonna come out and come back in. Yo, can you hear me now? You. I can't even hear the dog, bro. This shit crazy, bro. What's wrong with this shit? What the fuck is wrong with this shit? Yo, I can hear you now. Got Aboriginals in the chat, God.
I don't know. Aboriginals in there.
Got the Aboriginal gods in the chat, bro.
I don't even know. See, that's why I don't like what's your name.
Nah, but go ahead, God. What you was saying? Cause I couldn't hear nothing you was saying, bro. It looked like you was frozen on my side.
I'm saying that the contemporary people who was around at that time, the people that was going to jams, the people that was breakdancing on cardboard on the block, said that King Tim III was the first hip hop album. I mean, the first hip hop record.
Okay. All right. So, is you saying that the foundation of hip hop is not our storytelling, our forming our cipher, and our banging on that drum? Are you saying that is European? What are you saying, God?
What I'm saying is that look, you know, the clothes that we was wearing, who's making them? Who's making those sweatsuits that brothers was breakdancing on?
That's some European shit. We know that, but did the European do that then? Did the European do that? Hold on, God. But did the
Yeah,
Europe? But did the European? But did the European do that then? So now, if I bring you to capoeira, right, and I bring you to that, if you look at it, same thing, form circle, same exact thing, God. If I talk to you about what we did in the hood as kids, as slap boxing, if I pull up West Africa, Kindenka, and showing us doing that, what we saying, God? What I'm saying is these are what you call intangible. This is what we hip hop is a intangible culture. Intangible culture means this is what the people had in them and brought with them. Our
yeah,
culture was not completely erased, bro.
I didn't get slap boxing from that.
I know you didn't, fam, but what I'm telling you, if you look up Kendinka, pull it up. Kandeka, West African slap boxing, bro. This is what we were doing, fam. And you can see it all through the whole goddamn diaspora. We forming circles, we doing ciphers. This is something that was a part of our culture, bro. And it had a spiritual thing connected to it as well. Like, fam, the European don't got that.
Yes, they do.
Indian, no, they don't have a spiritual tradition attached to it. They don't have that, bro.
Okay, what's the spiritual tradition of hip hop?
The spiritual tradition of hip hop is the drum, bro. Because when you looking at it, when you look at those pictures, son, from the 17, you know, I wish I was home so I could share my screen, bro, because it makes it easier for me to explain this. When you see that drum, they got that same exact talking drum, bro. The same exact drum. They just recreated it here, bro. This is what they did. This is their intangible culture. So what I'm saying is before you even get to hip hop, you're going to have to deal with jazz and blues. And it's a specific area where that comes from. And wherever you look at in there, whatever book you read, pull up Congo Square. It's going to tell you that. What created this jazz? What created this blues? What created this storytelling around music? They're going to tell you that's from Africa, bro. Like there's no way out. There's nobody that doesn't say that. It's just that we have been beat down so much that we can't see our culture right here in front of us. Yes, it's new because it ain't over there. It ain't
Yeah.
over there.
Hold up, wait a minute. Because you want to explain all this word association. What I'm telling you is that none of that stuff what you're saying has nothing to do with hip hop.
All right, cool, bro. I mean, I respect what you're saying, but I'm giving you stuff to look up right now to pull it up. You just telling me it's not. I'm telling you it is.
The stuff you're saying. I know about the stuff you're saying, but at the same time, you're saying that this is a musical tradition, right? That was passed down in whatever ways. And what I'm saying is that other elements was also passed down from
Okay, you said European. So in the elements, okay, so we know that there's 5 elements of hip hop. Which one came from the European? What is 5 elements of hip hop? Which one came from the European?
DJ, what's the 5 elements you're saying?
Hold on, G. Hold on.
Yeah. But
I'm back. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. You said DJing, graffiti, lyricalism, the history of the actual movement. What's the third one?
I'm saying
And b-boying.
There was a lot of white people writing graffiti.
Bro. They can like it all they want it. The
No,
point of the
graffiti.
huh?
Writing graffiti.
Bro, there was no code. Yo, bro, come on, bro. Like, listen, what you looking at now, what you call hip hop, is a great migration creation, bro. Because you see that formed in them cities. We were not always in the Bronx.
Wait,
We
hold
were
up.
not always in Harlem.
What
We were
city?
not always there, bro.
What cities? Why are we saying cities?
Because we talking about the historical movement of people from the South and the Midwest, bro, what created this culture and
Yeah,
the
but,
Caribbean.
yeah, but that's not hip hop, guy.
Bro,
That's
those are the people who created hip hop. Without them, there would be no hip hop. If there was no great migration, no hip hop.
yeah, but what does Louisiana have to do with that?
Louisiana has to do with everything with it because that is the origin of our new music, this new culture that we create here. The way we do jazz, the way we do blues, the same way how you brought up God, the same way how you brought up gospels, that where we have ring shout, right? So it's
Uh,
called call and response. The same thing would be like, hey, you say yo, all right. That's the same thing that's in the gospel movement. The same thing how they form that circle. It's the same exact. It's a part of our tangible culture. It's a new.
the
The
Irish,
African spin is on it, bro.
but God, the Irish form circles too when they do this shit. When they do all type of
Show
shit.
it. Show
They,
and prove, God. Show and prove.
clans form circles.
Show and prove, God, that they doing
Ku
this.
Klux Klan is fucking Irish. They
The
form
Ku Klux Klan is forming circles to talk about Jesus and kill black people. We
you
didn't
say
form circles to do that.
something spiritual, right? Is that not spiritual?
No, no. Them niggas crazy.
Yeah,
God, yo, listen, y'all. For everybody listening, your man, the God been over there in Clubhouse getting infected by Ado's rhetoric, by hiding in the chat. You've been
no.
infected, God.
See, here's the thing. What the difference is, I was there when hip hop was started, and you got a lot of people now that's trying to recreate a story and put all these other people in. And yeah, those people contributed to the evolution of hip hop. But hip hop is fundamentally a Bronx culture, right? That got exported out through that music. Like,
I
what does
feel. Go
B-boy
ahead, bro.
B-boy stand for?
B-boy?
Yeah.
I don't know. You tell me, God.
Bronx boy.
Say it again.
Bronx boy.
Say it louder.
Bronx boy.
Exactly. And the people and these people who
So I
created.
can tell you that
Hold on, God. And these people are the creation of the African diaspora, bro. You ain't escaping that. It
bro.
starts with those people.
Listen, this is what I'm telling you. Historically, right? New York is South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. Louisiana is LA and Detroit. That's not over here, G.
Fam, what I'm trying to explain to you is when you look at the great migrations, bro, when you look at what happens at that point, those people move to the Carolinas because of Black Wall Streets and things being built over there, and those people migrate to cities, bro. They migrate here. So now when you looking at this and you looking at these people from the Caribbean that and all of these people that come up in these cities that become the Bronx and all these things of that nature, these are the people of the African diaspora, bro.
Yeah, but God, all those people didn't make hip hop.
Oh man, what do you mean all those people? So who made hip hop?
People from the
Who?
Bronx.
Who made hip hop? Where those people came from?
Like that's a
Where did they come from?
the Bronx.
No, bro. Their origin is not in the Bronx, bro. You want to know what's so funny about this, God? This could be look. Our little debate could be done real quick. All you got to do is pull up the 50th anniversary of hip hop, and what one part of that element is the history of the movement. The history of the movement. And when that whole 50th start out, you got the great mother there speaking. They talking about the African roots of it. So no matter what, you could say you there. They older than you. They sitting there and they all agreeing. Yes, yes, yes. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Who you said is saying this?
What's her name? Queen. I forgot her last name, man. I don't like to because I keep mixing her up with the other sister more. But you got to put it's an older elder sister.
Where was she when hip hop?
Look, bro, Cool Herc, all the rest of them was there. No one is saying what you saying, fam. No one is saying that. No one is saying that this is independent of the Africanisms of the diaspora that created that music. You are saying that. That's not what they said. They doing the 50th. They're doing the origin of hip hop, and they don't have your story, bro.
Wait a minute. Because first of all, this is not what you said on the presentation. What I'm talking about.
What presentation?
I can't recall which one it was specifically. I don't know if I was a Clubhouse or one of your videos, but you was talking about some diaspora of people that created hip hop. You was talking about, okay, we have an innate sense of rhythm, right? Where we're attracted to certain things. Even if it's in other people's music, we're going to be attracted to the rhythm. We're going to be attracted to the bass. I understand that part. But when you start saying that other people outside of the Bronx started hip hop, when you start saying,
I never. Hold on, G. I think you misunderstood what I'm saying. But
okay.
I'm not disagreeing that hip hop, as we know it today, is accumulation starts in the Bronx. I'm not saying that. What I'm talking about is a trajectory of these specific elements that travel with families. And what these families come and they start living in these specific areas with these Caribbeans and Jamaicans and all that. That's what I'm saying, God.
I'm not saying that Puerto Ricans and West Indians made hip hop. That is wrong.
What you said?
When you start saying that Puerto Ricans and West Indians made hip hop,
no, bro. What I'm telling you is that these people lived in these areas and contributed to it. Who was Cool Herc?
To the evolution, absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about, fam. What like you can't separate the people that we grew up with and lived around and was going to their house to get food and they coming to our house to get food. We going to school with them. You can't separate that, fam.
What does that have to do with hip hop?
It does, because those are the children who created the hip hop out of their culture. Bro, they made their own culture.
When we was doing hip hop, man, listen, that wasn't happening.
Yo, man, hold on, man. You talking like you 70 years old, God. How old? What's your physical degree, God? No. You ain't no God cipher, God.
And I'm just telling you that, listen, listen, they listen to girl. That's the reality, G. Like, see, there's things in this country that sprang from that Miami sound, that Miami machine sound, whatever you call it, Gloria Estefan. That is an extension of their culture in America. It is fundamentally, right? It's fundamentally their music, but it's been added on to from American pop music.
Okay, so I can clearly understand you. What are you trying to say right now, dog? Say it again.
I'm saying in that same way, right? That hip hop, right, is fundamentally like, look, if we come from the same group, but we had different experiences. And hip hop is fundamentally a Black American experience that was added on to by other people.
Okay, it was added on by other Africans in the diaspora. What's your point? What's your point? What the hell is a Black American? Now we gonna play games with that. What's that? What is a Black American?
You just explained it to me.
All right.
The people from Congo Square to the Great Migration.
Yeah, all down in the South and all of that. That's the same way how we get all of these cultures, all of these different religions, all of these storefront church. All that shit wasn't going on in the South, bro. Why was none of that shit that we got over here going? Why there's no Moors foundation in the South? Why?
Because there's something fundamentally different that happened in the Bronx.
Yo, you is a Bronx supremacist right now.
Hey, look, you can say no.
Yo, you're some Bronx supremacist shit, bro.
Listen, every place got their things that they did. Every place got their things that they did with, look, that couldn't happen no other place.
I feel you. And there's no other place. There's no other place like New York, fam.
Listen, you can tell me about all the African warriors and the Bloods and the Crips and all the cities, but bro, that is fundamentally a Los Angeles thing, God. And it
I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you. All I'm saying is this, fam. What do you consider Kool Herc? Who is he? What's your understanding? Is he a part of the foundation of hip hop? What is he?
Yeah, he was around, but he never made no rep. Like, what's his contribution to hip hop? Nah, I'm not you. I'm saying that, but name me one record. Name me one record. Who's the name of his group? Who's the name of his group?
Bro, God,
the
listen.
Herculoids. Tell me one. The Herculoids. And I like Kool Herc. That's what I'm telling you. I used to be in the park with them. I don't know him like be my man and them. I'm saying, yeah, I used to see them.
All right, listen, God. Are you trying to say that he's not a part of the foundation of what we got as hip hop, bro?
He added on, but I'm just saying that look, there's certain
No. You said he added on. That's what you keep saying that. So who was before him? When we talking about this DJ element, we're talking about that.
Mario was before him.
Wait, is he from Brooklyn? Huh?
No, Mario's from
nah, he's from
what? Soundview or something.
No. What's the dude name from Brooklyn, bro? I'm about to take your Bronx stripes now. I'm about to take your Bronx stripes now, nigga.
And DJ Flowers was doing disco. He was jamming outside. But bro, they wasn't cutting and scratching and doing.
No. He from Brooklyn. He from Brooklyn, son. We gotta take that from him. If you wanna,
Mario, you brought up Flowers.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Flowers.
Yeah. So who's
not before Mario?
So who's before Flowers? Matt. Who's before Flowers?
Mario.
Flowers. Nah, you gotta show and prove, God.
Saying Flowers was not doing hip hop.
Why you keep saying he wasn't doing hip hop?
Because Flowers was doing disco.
Nah, he was doing that and hip hop. I'm taking your Bronx DJing away from you, bro.
I don't know how you're doing that because where's his flyers? Where's his
Flyers? He's the
who
silent.
He put on.
He ain't put nobody on. He didn't put. Listen. The Bronx. Look. Look. The Bronx people. Look. The Bronx.
That's not hip hop.
Okay. Let's pull up a document of Mr. Flowers and hip hop and let's see if I'm right.
Pull up a document. And pull up this document. I want you to tell me why DJ Flowers never made nothing, never said nothing. Said nothing.
So he got killed. I think he got killed, right?
When Just Ice made records. How many people have made records? Curtis Blow. You telling me that all this happened and Brooklyn ain't say nothing? Brooklyn ain't say nothing. Nobody said, nah, man, y'all niggas fronting, man. My nigga Flowers made that shit.
All right, hold on. Let me go. Let me get this link for you. Hold on, God. Hold on. Let me get this link. Yo, I just wanted the people to know that you're a Bronx supremacist, bro.
That's impossible. That's impossible. That hip hop came from Brooklyn, and nobody from Brooklyn said nothing.
You done now. I'm putting the link in the back. Oh, he even got a Wikipedia page. You done, son. Yeah, you done now. You done. We taking your DJ in and we putting it in Brooklyn, bro. We taking that part of hip hop. What it say? What that say? Read that out loud. Read it, God.
Where is it? I don't see the link. What's in it? Oh, you got it in it. Yeah, all right. Let's pull it up. This is Grandmaster Flash right here. Oh, Grandmaster Flowers, all right. Hold up. Let us get this. Let's get this. Let's get this. Get this screen heard.
I think this morning, when you go turn on walking over to the head this morning, but I said, my friend, daddy.
What?
This why you looking like that? This morning, you turned off, huh? You must have did a second. I told you, me and something was there early this morning doing that. Let's appreciate it though. Good to know that he ain't scared of the mop and all that.
Okay, so here we go right here. It says Grandmaster Flowers, born Jonathan Cameron Flowers, was a DJ from Brooklyn, New York, one of the earliest DJs to mix records together in sequence. Flowers was one of the earliest pioneers of disco. Flowers was involved in the hip hop and funk scene and had a formative influence on hip hop DJs such as Grandmaster Flash and Africa Bambaataa in the mid 1970s. Although respected by those he influenced, Flowers himself never attained the heights of his successors, as he found his career fading due in part to the competition from younger up-and-coming DJs at the end of the 1970s. Flowers struggled with a drug dependency. Flowers died in 1992. So he's saying that up until 1992, that DJ Flowers, right? DJ Flowers saw all these people claiming hip hop. He saw all these people claiming hip hop, right? And look at, and he never said nothing. That's wild to me, G. That's wild to me. Like I said, this guy was a disco DJ. He was, playing that type of music, and he was outside. You know what I'm saying? And that was an influence on the entire scene and culture. But there's people that was there, man. And
look, man, don't try to misrepresent what you just read on the screen. Mixing records and influenced Grandma and all the rest of them. They said his successors. That means the people who come after him.
No, it says,
the one. Yeah, read it again.
But hold up. It says his successor DJs, you influenced them in what you was doing, but you was doing something else.
Nah, like, keep reading.
God, when you hearing people on their records, hold up, let's go back to what I said, right? When you hearing people on their records say rock, they're imitating James Brown, but James Brown is not doing hip hop. Like, you can take something that you're imitating from somebody else, right? That's doing there in a whole other genre. Just like Blondie. Blondie imitated hip hop, and she made
who was doing these mixed records outside in the park before Mr. Flowers, bro? We taking the DJ from the
Mario. Okay,
no.
Hold up. No, we pulling shit up.
Pull it up. Pull it up. Let's go. Let's go, God. Let's go.
DJ Mario.
You gonna stop
see,
this Bronx?
What
you
you don't know,
Bronx shit?
You don't know. Hold up. Before I say this, I'm gonna tell you this much. Mario brought to the Bronx.
I ain't hear you. What the last thing you said, G?
Mario brought flowers to the Bronx.
Yeah, Mario brought flowers to the Bronx. Where he learned it from? Everything got a found. When we stop dealing with supreme mathematics, bro? When we start dealing with foundation, knowledge is the foundation, bro.
Did they DJ Mario then? Did they?
Yeah, you breaking up again, God.
Africa Bambaataa. They didn't say Mario.
Yeah, God. We taking out DJ, we taking the Bronx DJ, and y'all, we taking Pelon away, bro.
pull up. Here we go. Now hey, look, we ready.
Take your P-Lawn out of
Now,
here,
let's
nigga.
go. Hold up. Wait a minute. We just deal with primaries now. We just deal with primaries now, right? We pulling up this primary right here. Good for you, just from the look.
Yo, I can't hear nothing, man.
Now,
You can hear me? You can hear me?
I'm not saying that. Now I'm not. Yeah, I can hear. We just wait for it, the screen to go through.
Yeah, you trying to play trick knowledge. You playing trick knowledge. That's that P-Lawn shit.
You see, it's we about to see what they got to say about Mario.
Yeah,
And
we
you know
gonna see
what's
what they
wild?
say about Mario. Go ahead, what's up, bro?
You know what's wild? I recall from just seeing the flowers thing. He was born in 1954 and died in 1992. Mario was born in 1956 and died in 1994. That's crazy to me.
Man, dying too young, bro.
A little mathematical coincidence. Okay,
Uh-oh.
here we go right here.
Uh-oh.
Here we go right here.
Let's go.
Here we go right here.
Don't you
It
dare
says,
skip nothing.
In the 1970s, Mario was a prominent African-American DJ and pioneer of hip-hop, known as the founding father of hip-hop in the Bronx, New York. At the time, he lived in Bronxdale housing projects where his parties made him well-known locally. Mario's family hailed from Edenton, North Carolina. In the 1970s, hip-hop was first being pioneered. In the Bronx at block parties, it was the DJs that were the primary artists, with the rappers being secondary. Once again, who did Flowers put on? Mario put on many early shows in the Rosedale Park, Big Park in the Bronx. At this time, Mario with his crew, known as Chuck Chuck City, played largely up-tempo disco music.
Music.
Yeah. Mario's earlier sound system had been pieced together over the years, influenced by Cool DJ D and Tyrone the mixologist. He upgraded his sound system. He was known for the quality of his sound system. Mario and fellow hip-hop pioneer Bambaataa were both members of the Black Spades gang. The territory they can control included most of the Southeast Bronx. DJs had to either get their permission before they could safely DJ publicly. Disco King Mario never released any records. His pioneering role in the genesis of hip hop did not lead to nationwide celebrity as either a performer or as a producer, which a number of other early rap and hip hop performers enjoyed. African Bambaataa started out as an assistant to Mario, and Mario loaned Bambaataa the technical equipment for his first appearances as DJ. And Bambaata's first DJ battle took place in 1976 in the New York Junior High School 123 against Mario. DJ Jazzy J had his first appearances as well with Mario. Mario was also an influence on rapper Busy B Starski, helping him to develop his voice. Busy B referenced Mario on his 1988 track Old School from the album Running Things. Grandmaster Caz referenced Mario on his 2005 Untitled song on Grand Good Records. Now, why do we have all this for Flowers? In Rosedale Park, the Bronx, where Mario once played in the 1970s, he was honored by many hip-hop icons like Grandmaster Melly Mel, Curtis Blow, many female pioneers like Lisa Lee, and many others. In 2023, Rosedale Avenue was officially codenamed Disco King Mario Way in honor of how the DJ sculpted hip hop prior to it going mainstream before 1973. So see, even the city of New York,
Yo, where's the
even the city of New York recognizes that Mario was before Flowers.
Yo, where's the part that you said that he met Mr. Flowers? Where's that at? Where'd you get that from, God? Why did you say that?
That's because I know that. That's because I'm from the Bronx.
Okay. Was he influenced by Mr. Flowers?
To do
This
what?
is your last chance. This is
To
your
do
last
hip-hop?
chance.
No.
Okay, we go pull something else up.
Pull something up.
We gonna pull something else up. So this dude brought Flowers to the Bronx.
Yeah.
What did he say about Flowers? This is your chance to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. What did Mario say about the Flowers, bro?
I don't know what he said about it.
All right, man. Here we go. We taking your Bronx stripes today, bro. We taking that shit. Yo, Lord, give me a second, bro.
Yeah, you got. Listen, baby. The city of New York has told you, sir. It's not from Brooklyn. Yeah, I don't know where this DJ Flowers thing came from, man. But people started saying that. I first started hearing that when Facebook first came out. So you can ask C God from out there. You can ask Shamar that be here. You can ask Serenity Truth. You can ask Be Original. These are all brothers that's from Brooklyn. And they like, nah, son, to hear that hip hop shit, you have to go up there. As NR4 Production said, a lot of hip hop pioneers from Carolina is that people in New York is South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. I'm just saying in general, like not too many people go to their family reunion in Louisiana, in Alabama, in Texas, in Tennessee, and these types of places, man. The highway don't come from there. The highway don't come straight from there. The train don't come straight from there. Train comes straight from South Carolina. I-95, get you to the spot. What's going on, Rob Moore, man? We're waiting on these promises. But listen, while we waiting, look, we did have a question that there's some new y'all in here. I want to know, how do people feel about there's some states that's making mandatory DNA testing, and I'm not with it. I don't want the government having my DNA. Like I just don't, to me, that's an end around where they get you to volunteer something that you would have to have all types of court orders, in special circumstances for you to compel me to do that. So I'm not sure if everybody's thinking that all the way out. You're thinking that, look, you gotta pick better women if she's gaffling you. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that's the answer. But today being knowledge bill that being born to born. Right. I was thinking about some things today. You know what I'm saying? I don't get me wrong. I know that today's degree is what is the duty of a civilized person. But when I was thinking about a lot of things that was going on, right, the born degree came to my mind.
Yeah, I put it in the back. Whenever you're ready.
You got it. You got it. What's in it?
Yeah, I put it in the back.
You know what I'm saying? But when I was thinking about, just a lot of things that's happening, and I just thought, like, that's the answer to almost everything. You know what I'm saying? To make slaves out of 85%.
What you talking about DNA? What you talking about?
The DNA, just in terms of, they got some states right now that's they instituting mandatory DNA
For what though?
for all children born. It's just mandatory DNA. When the child is born, you take a DNA test. And I'm like, that's not, that's some shit where you're circumventing the Constitution and getting people to volunteer for it, so it's okay because you voluntarily submitted that. You understand what I'm saying? And this is something that they do where it's like they put some benefit on the other side of this bullshit. So we're not forcing you to do this bullshit, but this is the requirements for you to get this benefit of society. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. You saying if you don't do that, you don't get benefit? What the fuck? What?
I mean, well, they're saying that it's mandatory. So if it's mandatory, there's got to be some penalty.
That's crazy, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's crazy.
Something, maybe everybody don't sign the birth certificate. So whatever it is, they saying that it's mandatory. Just be every child that's born. And my thing is, now you got a dossier that you're building up on everybody. Because they already take your fingerprint. You know what I'm saying? Now they got your DNA too. I don't think that's wise. You know what I'm saying? Because even in terms of, technology, like I was saying back in the days, right? In the 90s, I remember when police used to ride down the avenue with a camcorder and just film everybody and shit. You know what I'm saying? And that was before, facial recognition and AI and all of this kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? But now they still got that footage, right? Who's to say they not still, you know what I'm saying? Who knows what they doing with it? We can't say. And if there's no particular rule around that, then the government will do what they want to do. You see what I'm saying? Because they assume, the Constitution says anything that's not enumerated in the Constitution is supposed to be a right of the people. But they take that as a free license for them to do whatever they want to do until some law is written that restricts them.
Right. I don't know, bro.
I just wouldn't be with that.
So let me ask you a question. So, when the people are born, the kids are born, they get all these vaccine shots.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
I don't know how the system works now, but none of my kids took them because I went through it with them. Like I had to go down to not Rockaway Avenue, right? Rockaway Boulevard. Not Rockaway Parkway, Rockaway Boulevard, way out in Queens. They got some kind of board of education out there. And I had to go out there and have a hearing. And basically, that was one of the first things that being a 5% worked for me. Because when I went down there, they was like, yo, why you doing all of this with the vaccines? And then when I told them, like, yo, look, you can go check my file, man. Like, I've been doing this. I've been not cooperating with certain things. You can go to the hospital. We didn't take the cow milk. We don't take pig. Like, this is just my culture. You know what I'm saying? And they went upstairs and they gave me a paper that said my family was exempt from it. So I actually, the first time I heard from them again was when this the Coca-Cola came out a couple years ago. That was it when they went back to school. That was the first time they said anything to me about that in over 20 years.
Damn, that's
But
crazy.
like I said, it's a different world now. Because see, they first sent me the letter out because the Jews, not saying it to single them out negatively, but saying that was the actual case, was that they had different outbreaks that was happening in their community, and because it didn't get mitigated the way the city wanted to, they took away the exemptions and shit that they was getting. So that went to a lot of people, but even that one still didn't hit me. It wasn't until this latest round right here where they was like, yo, some. But even with all of that, like my daughter, she went to when she went to college, she didn't have to take it, right? And she was like, that's what it was. That when she got down there, that it was her and somebody else that was both trying to claim exemptions, right? And her was went through because she never took vaccines. So whatever was her objection, they was like, all right, well, but because the other kid had taken vaccines, he wasn't able to get the exemption. So you just kind of got to be consistent with it, over a long period of time, and you good and shit, But once you slip and you do it, then they got you.
Did you get shot up as a kid?
Yeah.
How you feel you turned out? Are you okay? Like,
well, two things. First of all, they not getting the same shot we got then. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you got an excuse for everything, B.
that's the first thing off the rip. They're not getting the same shot that we got. But I can't really. I mean, there was a lot of things that happened at the same time. You know what I'm saying? That caused certain diseases to stop being prevalent. You know what I'm saying? And it's they say it's the vaccine, but I'm saying who knows? Right now, I'd say like this, right? The youngest person that I know in my direct lineage that died of natural causes, right, is my mother at 72. Everybody else got into their 90s. So a couple decades, I tell you, you know what I'm saying? Because those people that made into their 90s, they didn't have no shots. They all was born by 1930. So we see.
Hi, G. Okay.
See my mom, she had the shots. So I'm saying.
So you saying she died because she got
I'm not saying that that's why. Bro? I'm not, but listen, I'm saying that that's one point in the study. This one point of information in the study. If we study your family history, you ask me for my family history, right? Okay, you have one person who's had the shot, and she passed away 20 years before everybody else.
So you gonna be out of here by God's cipher, right? That's what you saying?
It depends on if because I've been fasting.
Nah, you ain't fasting them shots out your body, nigga. You ain't fasting that shit out.
I've been on the who was my main name that used to be in the jungle? Not Nature Boy, the other one.
Oh, King Noble.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, I'm on that kind of fast.
I hear you, God.
But
They took your pull-up bar away. I know you mad, God.
but you know, I go to the over there to the park now. The projects, it's not as good as it used to be, but okay, this is here.
I know you see that link I put in there, God. Don't get scared, God. Don't get scared, God.
No, wait, I'm looking for the part where it says something about flowers. Okay, it says here.
That's not what I gave you. Not that.
Wait a minute. It said
You got something else on the screen.
My homeboy Davey D was on a panel somewhere in New York when a brother in the audience got real heated up when the Bronx cat, possibly Grandmaster Caz, said something to the effect of hip hop started in the Bronx with Kool Herc. This brother, who was a maintenance man or something like that in the venue where the panel was being held, took real exception to the whole hip hop started in the Bronx thing. He said hip hop started. He said hip hop started in Brooklyn with guys like Grandmaster Flowers and the Smith Brothers, and he named off all kinds of streets and projects where the different DJs did their thing at. To top it off, he said the Bronx cats never came around there, so how would they know what they were doing? To be sure, there were all kinds of mobile jocks in New York in the early 70s, hands down, no questions. I've always asked the Bronx cats that I've interviewed this one important question. Yo, what impact did the Jamaican sound system have on y'all? Everybody from Tony Tone to Kool Herc to Bambaataa said none at all. They weren't a part of our thing. They did their own thing. I mean, is there a particular part that because some making is not from Brooklyn?
Nah, it's a whole documentary, bro. But you just gotta read that shit. You see the title. What's the title? The title gonna tell you what it's about. That shit is long though, God.
It says hip hop. It says Founding Fathers documentary. Hip hop did not start in the Bronx. It says here, 2014. This is a documentary. This is a documentary coming out sometime next year. I don't know who the producers of this film are, but they are on point in this joint. Some of the people I recognize off that are DJ Divine of Infinity Machine, Sweaty G, and Pete DJ Jones. One of the premises of this film is that hip hop didn't just start in the Bronx. One of the first people I remember is a guy who played all over Queens named King Charles. This was 1977, maybe 1978. God, this is like niggas that be talking about the knowledge started in 1963, man. Yeah, the knowledge started in 1963, but who y'all trust? Who traced the tree back? Who traced a tree back to somebody in 1963?
Hey yo, listen, bro. Just keep reading, bro.
No, I'm saying I'm reading like it's always all these people that look, all this.
Listen, man, I'm just giving you what I read, man.
Listen.
I'm just saying, God. I'm just saying, B. Listen,
Really
you gotta stop this fucking Bronx shit, bro.
Allah really was the greatest minister from Temple Number 7 and all this bullshit. Come on, man. Like, yeah, I'm so, like, I was in here doing this shit all day. I ain't get out. But it said Pete Jones.
So it really, what was interesting about all of this, let's say that did happen.
Wait, hold on.
Go ahead.
Here's another thing here, right? It says, I hope Pete Jones says live on camera that he is not from Brooklyn. For years, it has been reported that Pete DJ Jones was from Brooklyn. He isn't. He lives in the Bronx and is originally from Durham, North Carolina. I mean, that's pretty much the article here. It says, which is yeah. But this is what I'm saying. But yeah, They won't let you out the what's your name. You gotta go in fucking what's your name. But that's what I'm saying. That's when your rights is taken. So if this is something they can only do to you under that type of condition, and then you volunteer that shit, you fucking up. Yeah.
Listen, man, it sounds like Carolinas is winning, bro. It sounds like the Carolina niggas is up.
You see what I'm saying?
The Constitution is not valued. You lose certain rights that the average citizen is given on. As a prisoner, you don't have.
Exactly. But it says here, everybody always said, which is more than likely true with one exception. Grandmaster Flash's sound system, the Gladiator, was built by some Jamaican brothers on Freeman Street and in Brooklyn. There's no way in the world those dudes in Brooklyn cannot have heard the different sound systems. DJ culture in Jamaica goes back to the 50s.
I don't know, God, but you want to know what's interesting? You want to know what
article? Listen, maybe the documentary says something different, but the article is confirming what I'm saying.
Nah. It's not confirmative, bro. Because they're gonna go into more depth about it.
God. These dudes is talking about 1978, 1970.
Nah. They go before that, bro. Trust me, it goes before that. All I'm saying is this, God. What is interesting about all of this? It appears that all of these things have to do with this sound system, bro. No matter where these people is at, they in the Bronx, wherever they at, it has something to do with that. That's crazy.
No, you have people partying outside.
LA, we know that. We like the party.
In LA, they talk about the funk concerts in the park.
Yeah, but that's some other shit. We ain't talking about that. We talking about
that's street partying.
We talking about
that's what you doing. You trying to say everybody that was partying in the street was doing hip hop?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What they are then? No, bro, no.
They wasn't doing hip hop.
No, even with the Mario brother that you brought up, they talking about he's mixing funk. He's mixing that. Everybody's doing it. Hold on. We only talking about. Hold on. We talking about New York. Hold on, God. Let me get it out.
If hip hop started on a day, of course everybody was doing something different before that.
Hold on, man. You gotta let the knowledge come out.
Crazy Legs and them was doing the Webo in the fucking Freak.
Yeah, all I'm saying is this, G. It appears that these dudes is all dealing with mixing these sounds. I'm talking about New York. This is a New York thing. We removing everybody. Listen, we removing everybody. This is a New York City motherfucking thing here. These dudes, we removing everybody. All y'all sit your asses down.
Right. Okay,
it's a New York City thing.
Wait a minute, hold up. Let's do this, right? Let's say that Staten Island.
We not counting Staten Island.
Wait a minute. That's what I'm saying. Staten Island, Harlem, and Queens have never made this claim.
Never. So
we're talking about now. We down now. We're talking about Brooklyn and the Bronx. That's what we're talking about.
Yes. It's still New York City, though.
Wait a minute. Now, the kid himself in this article, he said that dudes from the Bronx never came down here to their parties, right?
Right.
But wait a minute. The people from Brooklyn confirmed that they came to the Bronx parties, right?
Yeah.
So who got it from who?
We don't know. And you don't know.
These people just said we never came.
Don't know. We don't
come
know.
On, man.
Hey, yo, hold on. So how did Mario get to Brooklyn? How he get there? How that happened? How Mario go meet Flowers?
Parties.
Come on, bro. These dudes is moving around. Brooklyn is not far from the Bronx. This ain't no fucking 5-hour trip.
Parties.
Exactly, son.
Yeah,
so I think
people was moving around. People was moving around. And that's why this kid right here don't know what he's talking about. And that's why this kid right here don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, you get mad. Don't get mad. Listen, My job is to take down the Bronx today. My job is to take down the Bronx today.
Yeah, I mean, you was unsuccessful because your article here is confirmed. Hold up, wait a minute. Hold up, wait. Let me read this last paragraph right here.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says what pisses a lot of dudes from Queens and Brooklyn off is when the Bronx cats dismiss them, the early dudes that is, as being disco. That's the diss.
That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing.
Hold up. Is there a way as dissing those brothers as being something inauthentic? That's not true.
You just did it.
No. Here's the thing. Everybody was doing disco. Marley Marl was doing disco. Flash was doing disco. That was the music that was out. If you was DJing and you was doing parties, you had to play fucking disco.
You had the L brothers. You had the Bond brothers. That's all it was playing until it flipped. That was about 1974, 75. It started changing. Cats and them came through like 76.
This is to be sure, yes, the brothers did play what was popular on the radio, but they also played breaks too. The real division between the Bronx and I'm going to say the other four boroughs is the fact that there was a heavier emphasis on breaks, rare breaks, and scratching. So you mean hip hop?
Yo, I gotta go though, G, but I'm gonna take down the Bronx. I'm gonna take you down, son.
Listen,
I'm gonna take you down, bro.
listen, hold up.
I gotta
Also,
bounce though, G, because I'm jumping on the joint.
also, the MCing was a little raw too. But it was basically the same thing, talking over funky ass beats on a short shot.
Darkim,
That's disrespect.
Darkim, hold on, before
No,
this
no,
goes
that's
off.
disrespect.
Listen,
No, to
before
call
this thing,
hip hop talking
Yo.
over a funky ass beat in a short shot sound system, that's disrespect. Think we got the beatbox. What is he talking about? You see, this stuff never ends, man. This stuff never ends. But we back we was discussing in terms of, in terms of a lot of things that's going on in the world, and sometimes, you ask each individual thing, but in that degree right there where it says to make slaves out of the 85%. Like just everything that we see that goes on out there in society, you know what I'm saying? Things that's going on out there in society, things that is being done by devils of every kind. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of two things there. Well, like I said, for one thing, it's like you can stop, like, see how we spent years, right? 2020, 2021, you got the George Floyd situation, you got the other sister out there in who's that, Tennessee or Kentucky? Yeah, I think that was Louisville, Kentucky. What's the sister's name? That she got shot in the house. Wrong. And things like that, or even the Coca-Cola itself. Or you see the things that they put on the news, the different ideas that they put out there, and I was just thinking about it today that, kind of like once you get that answer, you can kind of go home. To make slaves out of 85%. Now, the other side to that, right, is, okay, that's their goal. To make slaves out of 85%, right? So, for you to become a slave, right, that's another part that's dealing with you. Because see, in a degree, it also says that 85% know that it rain, hail, snow, and also hear thunder above their heads, but do not try to learn who is causing all this to happen. So see, now we're on the part where you're responsible for. See, because it could rain outside, but why did you get wet? Did you not, plan ahead? Was you not prepared? Did you prepare not yourself? See, all of that is in that degree. So you got all those things. Look, you got the build degree, and then look at everything from the build degree to the 15th degree. See, all that stuff that you can get caught up in if you're not careful. Right? That's the stuff that happened to the people who don't know or don't prepare themselves with what they know. Then we get to high degrees, where it don't say what happens to you, right? It says what you're responsible for. You got 16, 17, 18, 19. Then you got that 1 degree in there for the sad person. Who you said it, but can you live it? Then tell you about this situation. Look, see, now we get down to the nitty gritty. Like, it's spoken on, you know, who is the father of the devil. They was taught to do devilishment. Devilishment is telling lies, stealing, trying to master the original man. You see, from 21 to 33, you get into the nitty gritty. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. You at the name of the place. See, now you're going through step by step from the idea to the production of a real devil. And then now that's the end right there. If you're going to live this out, right? If you're going to live this out, if you're going to give all that you have and all within your power, 35 to 40. But that born degree in the 1 to 40, some degrees you notice you don't hear that much. People don't look into those degrees and draw up the understanding as much. But when it says all this, the degrees is flowing. Yes, it's telling you about the build degree, rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. But at the same time, all this means all this. All this stuff that's going on. It says you're not speaking knowledge. That's peculiar. So perhaps you have some stuff you want to add in here. Let me put the link in here, and perhaps you can add on a little correction for us here. You can add on a little correction for us here. Pertaining to what I'm building on. SNR4 Production said Tariq Nasheed about to drop that film. Which film would that be? Oh, the documentary on the origins of hip hop. I mean, listen, man, everybody see, there's a lot of things I don't really pay attention to like that. Because, the documentary, the book, the article is never, if you was there, it's never going to. I mean, you seen it in every, like, look, when they did the Jordan documentary, right? You seen that a lot of people that was players on the Bulls team was like, this was bullshit. Now, a couple people. So I don't know if I want to see this. What happened to Knowledge Life a lot? Who's waiting? We thought we was going to get started today. Do a little bit of building. Come in my comment section and tell me I'm not speaking knowledge and then be quiet. See, that's something that's, there's gladiators out there in the world. I'm not the only one, but there's people that like to build. And we haven't begun to get started building. So you tell me I'm wrong. Now we learn some science, baby. you know. See, this is what happens. This is exactly what I mean. Right? When, something can happen. That could be the situation. But what put you in a position to be singled out as that person? So you can't have it both ways and say you God. You can't be God, right? And all that above is caused by someone else. See, all that means the good stuff, the bad stuff, the ugly stuff, and the beautiful stuff. All that above. You can't cherry pick. So see, even if right now, if you come and show and prove that what I'm speaking is wrong, right? If you come and show and prove that what I'm speaking is wrong, right? That's not you doing something to me. That would be you pointing out, right, that I disqualified myself. My understanding said another thing I drew up about the born degree is that it mentions the 5%, 10%, and 85%. Exactly. That's why I said there's you know, there's a certain science in that way. If it seems simple, and you don't hear people drawing it up as much as say the knowledge God degree, the knowledge born degree, the Bill degree, the knowledge degree. You know what I'm saying? The wisdom Bill degree. You hear these constantly. Some degrees, especially look, once you pass 31, people haven't really dealt with them like that. They don't really have no. But that's what I'm saying. It's the whole answer. It tells you about the role that everybody's playing. The role that the 5% play, the role that the 10% play, and the role that the 85% play in all this that's going on around us. You see what I'm saying? Because, like I said, when you going through those degrees, right, and it's telling you about the things that the 10% teach the 85%, right, in order to conceal the true and living God throughout all those degrees here. It's telling you about rain, hailstorm, earthquake, but it's also telling you about food, clothing, in a home. See, because it's the heavens above and the earth below where all of this got to be lived out. So that part, yeah, to conceal the true and living God, he's teaching you all these ideas and concepts, you know what I'm saying? But it's ending up in a physical slavery. Lord Shalom, young God, welcome to the channel. Is that your name, or is you just saying you a young guy? And either way, right? What's your physical degree? How old? We still, why is knowledge life? Why haven't you come? Why haven't you come back to try and prove the statement here? Oh, so your name is Prince Powerful, all right? It's newborn wisdom culture. Yeah. I mean, look, in this new shout out to the guy right here, Prince Powerful, welcome to the channel. Uh, you know, the reason why I asked because that is a thing that it's a little bit different in terms of, you know, who's considered a young guy. Like, you know, I recall when at a wisdom culture, like when somebody your age came around, we would adjust our you know, the things we was doing. You know, we certain, we crossed the line. And man, somebody in a wisdom ads is coming. Put that way out, put that out. Young God was my name before I got my God name. I don't understand this statement. You're saying that young God was your name before you got your God name. So your name was God before you were named God. This is sometimes you gotta this is what you learn when you come into the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You have to major bank mentality. You have to, learn how to communicate, and that is crucial. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, look, even each people that you go around, right? They have a level of education, they got a level of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Meaning they got certain things that they know, right? Already. They have certain things that they've experienced already. And they got certain things that they can see clearly, easier. And you got to realize which people you communicating with. You see what I'm saying? Because look, the 85% in this degree we talking about, the 85 pay a price, right, for remaining ignorant and not letting the 5% teach them. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, uh, you know, it's the duty of the 5% to teach the 85%. See, there's a price to be paid, right? For that servant which prepared not himself. Right? There's a price to be paid for not taking heed when I give him warning. But the civilized are responsible for the uncivilized. And so because of that, you got to be crisp, with your wisdom. That's what makes it wisdom. See what I'm saying? When it's sharp. I remember one time we was at the rally, and he said that to me a couple different times. But the first time I heard him say it was at the rally. You know what I mean? Big head. And he said, yo, when I was 20, right? He said, I talked for an hour and the bomb would be like this. He said, by the time I was 29, I could say one sentence and the bomb would be like, oh. That's how sharp you got to make the wisdom. You see what I'm saying? That's how, man, you start to express more power in your words. See what I mean? And it goes from just talking and conversation to wisdom and building. Just a little Jew for you, young guy. You know what I'm saying? That name, of course, like I said, you got to be like a teenager at least for that name. Lord, listen, we have to make sure everybody's okay. But in reality, piece of God, deal. You know what I'm saying? But we still, I'm waiting. What happened to this brother up here? This brother up here, you know what I think it is? I think he didn't catch in the beginning. When I said, I know that today's degree was the duty of a civilized person, but just in my experience today, as I'm traveling, as I'm going through my degrees, and I'm looking at the news and seeing different things, and you got scammers and deviants of all different types, and I just realized that that was the one, that degree was an answer for all of that. To make slaves out of 85%, man. And then once you realize that and you look at, okay, how many of us fell for it again? Because the 1 to 36, the way we got it broken down into those 36 steps like that, right? And particular language and everything is one thing, but that's not concealed knowledge. The 1 to 36. This is not like a secret chamber that you have to be allowed into to have the knowledge that's in the 1 to 36. So everything that happens, right, is, listen, they're continuing daily, right? And the 85% is continuing daily too. Now the question is, are we continuing daily? It's the other people, like, look, type 1 in the box right now if you can honestly say, honestly now, be for real, you teaching more than a Jehovah's Witness in your community. Keep it 100, keep it 100. And nobody, look, type 1 in the box if you can say that. And listen, nobody that's telling me you're the only God in your area, please don't type 1 in the box. Please don't type 1 in the box. You see, that's the thing. See, Born Reality said, so are we, God. This is what I'm saying. This is those that's chosen choose themselves. You see, the Jehovah's Witness, they get out of the street. It gets other people. Look, you can laugh at them. You can make fun of them. You can say, their knowledge is weak. But just yesterday, right? You had the African American Day Parade. Look, the NOI was marching up the block, marching in the parade. They out there. At least as far as 125th Street, historically. The Hebrew Israelites, they still over there by the CVS. Sometimes you see them over there now. Up by 8th Avenue, they all over, they doing their thing. Boy, Reality said, my mom's in Jehovah's Witness 40 years. They go hard. Now, see, look. Here's the thing. Now, take it for what it's worth, God. That's something that you must have drew up. What you think about that? Is that, take the best part and leave the rest alone. That maybe everything what she's teaching, you're not with that, but I'm saying the principle, right, of being sincere with whatever it is that you see is right and hitting the streets with it, beating the pavement, making sure people got the word. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of times we can look back at our life and see where these seeds was planted. You see what I'm saying? To where the knowledge itself developed it. But see, if you notice, too, another thing going reality is you notice you're the only one that type one in the box. Because people know what I'm talking about. They know what I'm talking about. Jehovah's Witnesses come to your house. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Jehovah's Witnesses come to your house, make sure you know your degrees like the 5%. You know what I'm saying? You know, not for nothing, for about a good, it was over 10 years. It was over 10 years that I used to have a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses. Used to come to my house. You know, and what used to be funny and shit, right? Is I used to be thinking I was bombing them and shit. You know, like motherfucker come, I tell you, we going straight to Psalms 82, motherfucker was listen, I'm taking them all to the Bible. Hey, listen, we go into the beginning with the word and all of that. We hitting them, G. And I always thought I was bombing them, but they used to come back every week. And to them, they just thought we was doing Bible study. You know what I'm talking about? Look, it was these two ladies one time. Said I lit them up. They came back the next time with their family, they kids, everything. Yo, G. And I lived on the 5th floor, G, walk up. They used to come every week to get bombed. Yeah, I had to shut the dude. I bombed him at the door. He waited for me outside when I come outside. You know what I'm saying? But yo, those were some of my people, man. That they used to be there Sunday, right before football come on and everything. You know what I'm saying? Have a little fun. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Jehovah's Witness. I did a lot of building with them back in the days. Like the Ansars, the NOI, I got banned from over there, so I didn't really never really had too much conversations with them. The Hebrew Israelites, they kind of off to their own, so I never really knew. I knew a couple of them, but not really, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Jehovah's Witness, they definitely, I sharpened my sword on them as a youth. You said, who gave you the knowledge and how did you receive supreme mathematics? See, for me, I think it was the other way. Is that, see, I was rolling with these brothers and the one brother had the knowledge already. Like we was still in junior high, maybe like just coming out. You know what I'm saying? And so that was like the first kind of influence, like I'm coming around the gods and experiencing what's going on. But at the time, nobody's really talking to me. Nobody's pulling me to the side saying, look, this is the science, but I'm just being there. You know what I'm saying? And then the next brother, he got the knowledge, right? And when he got the knowledge, when he was studying his mathematics, I saw the mathematics. And when he explained it to me. You know, I didn't know about all the other stuff they were saying, but I knew this mathematics thing was the science. This was the science. So I went down the hallway and told my man that, yo, you gotta learn this. So that was how I first got the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know, what I did what you were supposed to do with it, but not based on it being my duty. Just based on I knew it was good and these were my friends. So it was like if I found a new arcade where the games was cheaper or something, I'm gonna tell my people. You know what I'm saying? And the odd enough thing is I think that's why nobody told me. I actually did not know that we were supposed to be teaching until I got to that degree. When I got to the knowledge equality degree, and I asked the guy, like, yo, God, we supposed to be teaching? He was like, yeah, you didn't know. But at the time, I had all these people I was teaching already. So nobody knew that I didn't know. That's how I see it. But that's how I first got exposed to the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And then, well, that's the question you asked. That's how I got exposed to the knowledge. Oh yeah, last shot. Shout out to the last shot too. A last shot, and it's funny too, because me and a lot of mathematics, we in the middle, we do that. We have disagreements that last for months sometimes. So we was in the middle of one of our disagreements here, but I always, what the fuck, man? I ain't mean for that. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, man. What the fuck is going on? So yeah, I'm waiting for them to get back. What I heard, they left from Virginia today. You know what I'm saying? A lot shot he in the hospital, but look, I saw him posting on Facebook. So, apparently our brother is in good spirits. He's in good hands down there. If you look on his Facebook page, he's posted some brothers. There's some brothers that work at the hospital. God works at the hospital. So he's in good hands down there. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he'll be home soon. But for those that don't know, there was a summit. What was that down in Boreal? It was a summit in North Carolina. For I think whichever region is down there. So they went down there to partake in that, and on the way back, they got into this accident. So I don't know all the details, but everybody is okay. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the God is in good spirits. I think it's safe to say there won't be a civilization class this Saturday. But soon enough, the God will be back in effect. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was a little bit crazy news that we got earlier today. And what's going on with Divine Prince too? I don't, we heard some happening, but he's out the hospital, so we're assuming that it's not too bad with him. But I won't know the details until they get back. Divine Prince will most probably be here on Wednesday, I'm thinking. He's one of those time X's, where I don't think whatever happened is gonna hold him back. He said Region 4 Growth and Development in Queen City of the Gods, Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about coming, because I got family down there and everything. But yeah, it's too hectic up here right now. I'm in the mix of action, a couple different things. And then just in general, man, I don't know what it is, but this year, you know what I think it is? See, the year born's God, but my age born 6. So I'm looking forward to next year. So I'm looking forward to next year, man, and remember that was the thing. The last time my age born God, me and Allah Real, both our age born God at the same time. And we was in the house, this shit, we was talking. You know what I'm saying? I think he was equality knowledge, though. He said, did you draw up your supreme mathematics on how you've seen it, or did you get them based off how your enlightenment seen from knowledge all the way to cipher? See, you didn't really get it like that back then. You're talking about with the meanings. Like, yeah, if eventually you would get those papers, right? But there was some things just in terms of the culture, right? That the way we did it. You know what I'm saying? We go on the ciphers every day. You know what I mean? Like it's not even yeah, you go into some where you go over to some place where they have a cipher. But when you get to school, there's a cipher every morning. When you're in the lunchroom, cipher. After school, cipher. Wherever we go, we maintain the time, cipher. You see what I'm saying? So you couldn't keep saying the same thing. Like, see, today, let's say today, right? Now it's good, it's true, right? You might come out and say, what knowledge means on the knowledge at the cipher day, right? And then you might say that on the knowledge day. You see, by the knowledge understanding day, somebody's going to say to you, yo, bro, you said that last time. But you gotta, yeah, we all saw that paper right there, right? But that's what that person said, what you said. Like, that was a part of just every day. You know what I'm saying? That was actually a thing, where you couldn't go off of the paper like that because, even in terms of, look, it was like that. We're like, look, you were the cipher. See, like now, a lot of times you're just talking to the person that gave you knowledge. You know what I'm saying? But if you come into a cipher with 30 people and you're going to speak off the paper, guess what? Somebody's going to say what you was going to say before you said it. And you can't, we're going to stop that. We're going to say, nah, you just said that. Like if you're very, very new, but after a while, it's like, yeah, right here. What do you say that? See, because you got to remember, that's somebody else's experiences. See, all of that, you would get stopped back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Like, you talking about, knowledge, understand as man, woman, and child. But, we 14, 15, 16. So where's your women and babies that you talking about, that you manifesting right here? What are you talking about? See, what is your experience? What did you do today, right, that demonstrated your knowledge to build? And those was the things, brothers that used to ask those, what did you do today that demonstrated your knowledge to build? You know what I'm saying? Or apply that, tell me about something right now. You know what I'm saying? Like that story right there, that's from 1400 years ago. But tell me what that got to do with today. What happened today that demonstrates knowledge built. You know what I'm saying? And so, and I'm a gladiator, G. So, I was the type of person that, when I leave my house, as I'm walking to the school, right, I'm coming up where I already got something. Like, you know how people, practice their dance steps at the house before they go to the party? See, when I got to the cipher, I already had to, was like, yeah, I'm shutting down. I'm shutting down. I'm shutting down after this. There ain't nobody else talking after I come out with this. So that was how I developed my grasp of mathematics, you know what I'm saying? And just also because you gotta remember that, okay, I got the math, but then once I start learning, I'm learning from the firstborn. So these people is in their 30s and 40s, right? And I'm in my teens. So a lot of the things that they talking about, I've never experienced those things. I don't know what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I had to simplify everything before I could understand it. You see what I'm saying? Because I didn't have these experiences to draw on to see the picture clearly. You see what I'm saying? So, those was the things, you know what I'm saying? And then, it was certain people, man. There was just certain people that, look, you had to be there. Like, I know it's only one Michael Jordan in basketball, but look, there was, hey, look, if there wasn't Michael Jordan, it was Kobe, LeBron, it was somebody, man. But I'm telling you, I was around the Michael Jordans, man, of mathematics, Dumar Wadi, these brothers was, whew. So, I think that's, between that and just, if you're really, I guess sincere, so you're applying the mathematics and then eventually you're having these experiences, that you could draw on, to make your picture, more clear. You see what I'm saying? Like, eventually you do have babies. You know what I'm saying? And when you have babies, it's things that you learn from that experience. It's things you learn from them. It's things that you learn from, everything that you got to do to be successful at that. That grows your understanding, or your, it's not really even, it's your grasp of using the mathematics. You know what I'm saying? It's when you cross that line from the mathematics being concepts to where you could go outside and see knowledge build. When you can, even in terms of the rest of the lessons, you know what I'm saying? As you walking around and you see, okay, this cat right here is Musa. You see, I'm not going to put him in a certain position and shit because when I do that, he's going to do something else. That's who the fuck he is. See, when you can recognize that person and then, right, behave accordingly. Not get caught up in that, but actually apply the mathematics in a way where you don't get caught up in whatever he mixed up. So that was my, I think, in terms of, developing mathematics, those are probably the best things for me. Oh, so Divine Prince banged up his knee. You might say it was his arm. It says Divine Prince said national conference in 2025 in Mecca. All right, now look, you can see this is what happens, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm not the boss. I'm not the boss. But I'm just saying that there's some of us that when things happen, we get into action. So I'm just saying, listen, somebody better run that by me. I don't know what they would do, what the plan is. But see, people do that. They include you in a plan and don't tell you that. That's that Yakub shit. So you got 6,000 years planned out, but only you and these 59,999 people over here know what's up. The rest of the world is not it. That they are part of your plan to be your footstool. I see. But what did they discuss though too at this conference? Like what was it? So that's what I'm saying. The national conference for what? Let me tell you what I don't like about this national shit. I love this nation, but see a lot of these things where you bring all these people, and then they always want to tell us what to do. Like everybody comes to the school every time it's we're gonna do us, it's about what's going to school, but then ain't nobody coming to do nothing. They just come in and say it's supposed to be like this, 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 and this. So what that amounts to is instruction from people that don't even be around. Like you don't be around here. How you know what need to be done? That motherfucker come over here and complain about space. Like, bro, you don't even be here. What the fuck are you worried about how much space it is? So that's but I mean, I guess it'd be a good thing, depending on what happens. That's what I'm saying. What happened at the one down there that, it must have been a marvelous thing for him to say, you know what? We gotta do this again up in New York. What was the subject, the topics? Because when it comes to the regions, I'm gonna tell you something. I never really liked that idea, guy. Only because separation is separation. You know, you know, and that's the first step of grafting. Once you separate, once you categorize all of this shit, right? You in that first stage right there. So when they started saying that from the jump, it was like, nah, I don't think that's good. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't, and then, what I think would have made me be wrong, right, is that it did a federation. You know what I'm saying? Like in America, you got 50 states, right? But then they all bonded by that federal government. You know what I'm saying? There's no federation. So for instance, what I'm saying is this, right? Does anybody know what arbitrage means? What arbitrage is? Does anybody know what arbitrage is? It said communication, economics, education, health, public relations, and security. So yeah, Atif knows what arbitrage is. Well, Atif used to work on Wall Street. So, that right there gives you a clue, a little bit of, Atif works to this day in the banking industry, but, I guess that gives you a clue. But does anybody else know what arbitrage is? Investment tool. But arbitrage is when it's basically the difference between the prices of things in different markets. So, we use arbitrage all the time, black people that is, in the drug game. Let's say, hey, look, YouTube, I'm speaking, this is educational purposes. We're not speaking, but see, we use arbitrage. See, all the brothers in the street know where the cheapest work is. And whatever other state, right? They know, what group of people got it. And when they get it from that person and bring it back to their market and sell it at that markup, that's arbitrage. So what I'm saying is that right there, right, would have been, or that is one of the kind of, best and easiest things we could do. You know what I'm saying? In terms of regions, right? But bringing it together to make us successful as a whole. You can see with arbitrage, like see even right now, right? A lot of the economics that we deal with is intra or inter rather. You know what I'm saying? It's brothers make something with a flag on it and brothers buy it. Right? But we gotta produce some things where we get some money from the outside. You know what I'm saying? Right. Born Reality said 5 in New York, 20 in Virginia. Yeah. But you got to think it's all over the world now. Even we got brothers in Mexico and Azore Islands and all this kind of stuff. That's another region now. So we're not, in my opinion, we're not using a lot of the benefits that can be had, right? If we're using the science of the regions, right, as a organization science. You understand what I'm saying? Be like, you got an army, right? In the army, each lieutenant is responsible for his people that's with him, and each sergeant is responsible for his people with him. But that's only broken down like that, so it could be in bite-sized chunks where we can understand. Like, you're not telling 1 million people to take that hill. You're telling, okay, these 10 people right here that they know how to work together. All right, look, this is y'all objective. And then when you have that overarching idea, right, of knowing what our full objective is, you have all of those parts working in unison. So, that would be one of my first things, you know, if I was gonna participate in the science, of the regions, would be that first of all, right, there has to be a federation, right? And there has to be, and we're not talking about lockstep following, right? But there has to be uniformity. You see what I'm saying? A program has to be rolled out nationally, right? Which is another thing that could be the benefit of the regions using an organizational manner, right? Because, let's say, for instance, right, I got the boxing program, right? Shaquest just started the chess program, right? Now, Born Reality, let's say they got whatever program they doing, right? Elevation is in Newark, they got their programs out there, right? Now, I'm saying those to say that let's say these are successful programs, right? We go around the nation and we see which is the successful programs. The structure, that's the word, Major Banquet. That's the better word that I should have used right there, right? So then you can roll that program out, right? That program that's in each individual place is now the blueprint, right? To start rolling it out across the nation. When I say the nation, I mean the 5% as well as the United States of America. And these is the reasons, right? Because this stuff wasn't in the original plan, right? Those are the reasons that I wasn't with the region stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now recently I have heard that they was thinking, that it was in the air to put a little more structure to the regions. You know what I'm saying? But those would be the things that I think would make that, more useful. Other than that, it's I never saw what was the, what was the purpose. You said this is the reason you need to be. It says on the bill. What is? Oh, so y'all have like with some kind of meetings? This is another thing that be going on. I don't know what's. I keep wondering how people be having all these meetings. I don't never be knowing. Y'all trying to line me up or something. I'm not gonna make shit. So I don't be on a lot of meetings too, man. People be talking crazy, man. And then you know what it is too, boy, reality. It's some people, right, that once I know they're at the meeting, right? I already know listen, I already know what's gonna be said. I already know what's gonna be the outcome, and I don't want to be involved, man. I had a couple calls. I was on a couple calls not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you gotta give me a list, man. If you give me a list, I can already tell you everybody's gonna say. See, you know why you gotta be aware of this shit like that too? Because it's like space travel. You know what I'm saying? Where you see, you could be off by 1 degree, and you know the distance between my hands right here, that 1 degree is imperceptible. But by the time you get out of space, you can be 1 degree off and miss the whole moon. You can miss the whole fucking planet from being 1 degree off. Yeah, they be having secret meetings, man. They do. It's a couple different factions. And that's what I'm saying. It's like they come, right? After they didn't have their secret meetings, and then they be talking to you, right? As if you can't tell. Like, I know who you've been talking to. Like, listen, man. They gonna tell you like, yeah, uh-huh. So you know, but look, at the end of the day, though, like I said before, uh, you know, debate is a part of the legislative process. You know, it's a part of, you know, every successful process. You know what I'm saying? Is some debate. You know, people have to be able to present all these ideas in order for us to make a decision on which ones is good and which ones is bad. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it might be 10 people, right, that present 10 bad plans. But there's one element in every plan that's good. And then they can all put their minds together, right? And formulate a good plan, right? Out of the parts they was able to take the best part from what they already presented. You know what I mean? So a lot of times, you know, people they mess up with that. You know, where as soon as, you know, see, yelling is not always irrational. Anger is not always irrational. And, you know, when you kind of make that assumption, you know, you already cut off a whole realm of understanding. You know, the way a person expresses their anger might be irrational. You know, who they, you know, get loud with and what they get loud about may be irrational. But there's no way for us to get to the best plan, you know, without coming together. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, at least for me, uh, you know, there's not another group uh, more capable. You see what I'm saying? To where being a 5%, right? I have access to the greatest minds in the universe. You know what I mean? I got their numbers. I could call them. They come by and check me. I go by and check them. You see what I'm saying? So, I'm always going to deal with that because, it's like, look, if Michael Jordan is your best friend, take your pick, whoever is of course you picking Mike every time you play. Every time you suggest a game, yes, me and my man against y'all two. You understand what I'm saying? Whenever I'm going out to play ball, I'm gonna stop by Mike's house and see if he playing today. You know what I mean? So that's the same way I see the guys, where it's like, yeah, if I have something, right, an idea that I want to develop, these are the people that I'm gonna tap into their expertise and experience. But I just don't like being caught up with people who don't know what they're doing and saying. But we got any other questions? We ran the course today. And I was in here today, I don't know if y'all could tell, but yes, I hooked my video game up over here because I was in here, I cleaned up front to back. We still got some stuff in here. I don't know what it is. It's about to get thrown out in the next couple of days if nobody don't come and claim it. But we doing good. Little fall cleaning. What you said? It would be peace if you, what is this, name how many students you have taught? Yeah, you listen. And I'm still that way. There's a lot of things like there's other brothers, man. K-Bar, what's my brother's name? I had, the guy returned to the essence, but they're like real nation historians, man. Like I'm trying, like it's they're definitely the people that I call. You know what I'm saying? You got Shamar and shit, people that listen, and I'm up there. I'm where look, they come and act like, yo, dog, man, you heard this? Man, yeah, now yeah, I heard that. You know what I'm saying? So, but the way I look at it is that see, I was doing stuff in real time so much that I wasn't keeping track. So I don't know, I know people that know the exact minute and second they got the knowledge. I even know a brother who he already accepted the truth, but he waited until his born day. And so he born mentally and physically on the same day. You know what I'm saying? I know brothers that know exactly when they learn 120. You know what I'm saying? The date and everything of the first rally they came to. Although I can't tell you, it was either the understanding I had or the wisdom equality. Those was at least that I would that's Universal was up there building when I came. But see, so yeah, none of those things, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? When, per se. I started teaching the classes. There's some, concrete kind of markers that stand out. You know what I'm saying? Like the year I got the knowledge and all that. But for the most part, yeah, no, I couldn't tell you that. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't even name all of the places that I taught. I never really taught on Staten Island, not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I'm at no. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's no people out there that's like, yeah, you got you, dog. Oh yeah, the video games. Yeah, we got these. These really for the young and shit. That's why y'all old niggas don't know. That's why y'all old niggas don't. That's and that's my new shit now. I'm not gonna be telling certain people certain shit because just old people. But yeah, we got the video games here. This is Gallagher. I actually was playing, when we first came on. I just wanted to take down that high score real quick. You see what I'm saying? So, once I did that, then I let it go. I let it go. We could have been here all night. So I tell people, look, y'all don't know about getting the knowledge, and we had to play the real deal. So there was no Xbox, all that. You had a little Super Nintendo might have been on the scene by then. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't the gameplay wasn't up to par, with the real deal. But yeah, so we got the chess club and everything where the kids come by every day at the school now. So I'll hook this back up. We got one over there too. This got the joystick. That one over there got the roller. Remember the roller like on asteroids? And both of them got a whole bunch of this guy. I was just playing Gallagher, but he got Galaxian, he got Pac-Man, Big Doug, a couple of them jump off. But yeah, that's just for me and the young. That's it. Yeah, you had to have quarters. That's what I'm saying. See, look, that's when stakes was high. When you had to play for a quarters. See, the stakes was high. So when it wasn't no cheat code and all this type of shit. And listen, and remember, if you lose, if your man die quick, it's like 10 other quarters up on the machine right there. Like it's gonna be a while before you get back on the game. See, that's what was the real deal. See, now you just put the code in and shit, you can't even get shot. I'm power knowledge. Young God. I tell you this much though, young guy. I don't know if y'all still hear that, but when you got the knowledge in my time, right? You had to teach 9 people. Well, that's what I was taught. Well, that's what I was told. Once I was told that you were supposed to be teaching people, right? They said you're supposed to teach 9 people. Like the law had his first 9 born, you're supposed to have 9 born. You know what I'm saying? And you had to, like the way it was, look, you got to keep the snakes out your garden. You know what I mean? You had to keep, you had to look out for these brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? Bait people would be asked that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know, how long you had the knowledge, or you was a newborn, who you got the knowledge from? You can see if you know some chopped up shit, we going to see him. Right. Now, Moriarty said, look, they said teach 10. Yeah, that's what I started hearing. I started hearing that, you know, shit, I think it was already the 2000s. But either way, my point is, young guy, I got my 10, at least. You know what I'm saying? I know that much. I handle my business. But yeah, I started hearing 10 later on. But yeah, I first knew about 9. But you know, like I said, when I heard that was supposed to be 9, I already had my 9. And then I'm telling you, don't sleep on them, man. It was some real motherfucking Harry Potter wizards turning motherfuckers to fucking wizards out here, man. You know, Allah Kwan, uh, Filipino freedom, uh, uh, Asiatic. You know, there was some brothers, man, that I'm talking about. You know, it was kind of the same way. Like, I'm sure that still happens where, like, you get the knowledge from somebody, and then, they take you to meet the brother that taught them. You know what I'm saying? And some of these guys was right out the box. They came out the box teaching, man, hard, man. You know what I'm saying? Universal. There was some real wizards, man. You said, what makes you a young guy and an elder in the nation? All right. Now, you want the simple version, or you want to, you see, after that, this is how I grew up, man. We see people ask you questions, and you got to ask them, you got to ask them, what version you want? You want the room temperature version, or you want the fire version? You said so. You said what? I guess you mean what should I be called before I receive my righteous name? Your government name, your honorable name. The first part of the question is the part where I'm asking you, do you want the room temperature version or the hot fire version? But yeah, before you yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. This is just a description word, and a lot of people thinks that this is a name. But You still there, powerful? But just in terms of that, which like when you're just like you gotta be a boy before you could be a man. See, if you can't let Brandon out, if you can't be righteous with Brandon, how you gonna live out powerful? What is it? Powerful what? It ain't gonna work like that. See, you had to already, at least the seeds had to be planted. You said, nah, however I see it, look, do you want the room temperature version or the hot fire version? All right, so look, Born Reality, he threw you in the fire. He said you want the hot fire version. So here we go. Okay, we're gonna break this down, right? When you say what makes you, right? And for now, let's just take young out, right? And let's just say what makes you a God. All right. First of all, I thought you was the maker and the owner. So if something or somebody makes you God, that thing must be God or that person. First thing, you got to pay attention. Second thing, young God. See, God, right, is complete. There's no, see, whenever you put an adjective with God, what is that? See, you're not the Virginia God. You're not an East Coast God. You're not a Southern God. You just God. To see, be aware of that. Putting any kind of partnership as if you're going to improve on God. First things, be very you knew. I'm letting you know. It's not you. This is we all got to go through this. What makes you an elder in the nation? Teaching. Because we're respected. You're God, I'm God. See, like I said, it's not young and old God. You're God and I'm God. You see, no matter what age I am, right? If I'm teaching, right, these are people that look up to me, right, and respect my experience with the knowledge. And if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, right, then I'm teaching them. Like I just said, that's what the civilized are responsible for the uncivilized, right? And now, just in terms of physical degree, right? This is we came. Let's come down in temperature now. So this is the room temperature version I was going to give you, right? Is that in terms of physical degree, 16 is the age of maturity, the age of responsibility in the nation. Like when we turn 16, right? That's when you become a man in the nation. You understand what I'm saying? Now, your degree, right, is who's the 5%. right? You acknowledge your equality in your age, born's God for the first time, acknowledge equality. See, now this is, born reality is going to know what I'm talking about. He might break it down for you later. But remember, the woman is supposed to take the child up to 6, right? And then at 7, that's when he begins to, start to learn his role in manifesting his characteristics in the knowledge degree in the 1 and 10. And then when his age born's God, right? Now he acknowledges his equality and he's supposed to be able to express that science. So there you go, the hot Cheeto version and the room temperature version of the answer for that question right there. Then guys that I didn't know. I mean, look, we all listen, the first, 8 or 9 months is rough for all of us. You might be, there's some people a little quicker at picking things up. So you might cut that down. But the first couple of months is rough for all of us. You seeing everybody, especially the people that's teaching, you seeing at the end of a lifetime of research and experience. You see what I'm saying? Like you gotta think, right? I've been doing this over a decade before you was born. So a lot of it is just practice, God. You see what I'm saying? Thing you gotta remember, right, is we say we give people the knowledge, and there is information that we give you, right? But the stuff that we give you is just to spark something that's already in you. You see what I'm saying? And if you what's the word I'm looking for here? If you keep that spark, if you keep that in kinetic motivation, right? Then you will be able to express that what was already in you. You will be able to express it out. You know what I'm saying? Through the different, discipline. Like for instance, look, see, I come on here and be talking. When I first came to Cypher, I used to be quiet. For several reasons. First of all, at that time, the stakes was kind of high in terms of safety. So, I didn't want to be making a scene and shit. I didn't want to be standing out. That was, kind of like, yo, bro, we doing this. What are you doing over there? You know what I'm saying? So, I never really, I spoke when spoken to. Like I tried to use the least amount of words and answer the question. But that was something that was a part of that training. You know what I'm saying? Of being in those ciphers. Listen, God, you gotta speak up. We can't hear you over here. What's that? Yo, God, step in the middle of the cipher, guys, so we can hear you, God. We can't hear you. You know what I'm saying? And it was, look, God, you gotta pop out, G. Like you can't be over there, in the corner, when we over here building or whatever it is that's going on. Like if you a part of this, then you a part of this. And so, they develop your skills and shit. You know what I'm saying? Of communication, all different things that you needed to be successful as this. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? In terms of not getting discouraged, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta start moving a different way, not a different way, but when a lot of times, like I said in the beginning, you thinking that it's hard to grasp it. But I tell you another thing that brothers told me, when I first got the knowledge, and throughout the time, as I was developing, was that just start talking about stuff that and all of a sudden you would notice that you're saying things that's outside of the realm of what you knew and shit already. Like it's time when you're building, right? And you giving yourself understanding. You drawing up what you're saying and your understanding is growing. And you thinking like, damn shit, I ain't living. So we all had no clue. That's why we call it knowledge. You know what I'm saying? But everybody do the each one teach one. Hit the like button, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? We'll be back on tomorrow, of course. Y'all know once I start pausing a little bit, I'm starting to fatigue is starting to set in because I've been up since early this morning doing this thing. I gotta come back tomorrow, do a little fine tuning. You know what I'm saying? Also, I didn't show y'all too. We got basketball. Y'all know about that. See, it's like a regular children's playhouse in here now. That's how we do. All right, Prince Powerful did security this weekend at the regional. That's one of the things right there too. You know what I mean? You gotta participate in things, you know what I'm saying? All of that's a part of your growth and development. You know what I'm saying? Just in terms of even doing stuff like that, right? You end up being around. You know what I'm saying? When certain ciphers, people start mad, you was there because you was there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, look, this is your first couple of months or whatever, but in due time, right? You're gonna be the elder that was there at the meeting. And some Paul ass nigga is gonna be coming that wasn't there, didn't know none of the people that was there, talking about what happened. And you're gonna say, nah, bro, that's not what happened. And the reason I know that's not what happened is because I was there. You know what I'm saying? This is, you getting the research, the brothers giving you the lessons. You gotta have the experience. You understand what I'm saying? Even from the time you know, this what the law was doing. He had certain people with him, taking certain people, certain places, whatever, showing them the ropes. You see what I mean? So then they could climb the ladder on their own. So what's this question, Atif? We winding down. I don't want to set this off. If I press start, I'll be here all night. Y'all know the kid in Gallagher. See, plus I'm gonna tell you why I'll be on here all night. I tell you why I'll be on here all night. Because you get a free man every 70,000 points. See, that was the thing back in the day. You always got a free man at 20,000 points and 70,000 points. But on some games, you only got it at 20,000 and 70,000. But on the game that they had in my block, you got a free man every 70,000. So we used to turn that motherfucker over like. You know what I'm saying? But said why explaining the 79 million needs to be messing with student on his campus. Mel Tucker, Michigan State. Who is that? The coach? He was the football coach or something? But look, see now this is a good example to bring it back to the title of today's live. You said it says, please explain why somebody making 79 million needs to be messing with a student on his campus to make slaves out of 85%. That's what I'm saying. Like you can throw that in any question when somebody asks you. It's just like ketchup, go on everything. Look, it's real simple, go on everything. To make slaves out of 85%. But so like I said, I see y'all tomorrow. We be back, I don't know about 7, but as soon as possible. Meantime, in between time, I'm gonna sign off and say peace. You know, tomorrow, I don't know what game you're gonna fire up. You know, Gallagher, I got expertise at that one. But you know, we got Pac. I never really was a Pac guy. I never was a Pac-Man guy. You know, I like shooting. But I digress. Peace.